Bessie, you don't even know how powerful I feel when I create a ceremonial space that influences people to allow them to influence their own reality, to collapse probability waves, and to be fully connected to the divine feminine and to their own inner heart space coherence. That's what true divine union feels like. This is actually what the ancient mystery schools were teaching. That feeling of coherence, of connection, that's not a metaphor, that's not woo. That's your plasma field achieving resonance with cosmic plasma field, Newt. And you're experiencing what it feels like to be a conscious co-creator within Newt's body. Divine union is plasma coherence. When you create a ceremonial space and everything clicks, your bioplasma field reaches maximum coherence. The water in your body is structured and charged. Your brain waves drop into theta, and this is the scrying trance state. Your electromagnetic field locks into phase with the cosmic field. You become a clear channel, not separate from Newt, but consciously one with her, a conscious reflection of her. That power that you feel when you're connected to your divine gifts, that's direct access to source energy. You're not drawing from your personal battery anymore. You're plugged into the infinite plasma ocean of consciousness itself. And this is what they took from us. The reason that indigenous cultures, mystery schools, priestesses, traditions were systematically destroyed is because they were teaching people how to do this. This is what Jesus was teaching. This is the teachings of Mary Magdalene. How to structure their body's water through fasting, sacred springs, ritual drinks, achieving plasma coherence through meditation, breathwork, dance, scrying. Creating ceremonial space by setting up the electromagnetic conditions for connection and accessing direct gnosis, knowing, downloading information straight from Newt without intermediaries. A population that knows how to access divine union directly doesn't need external religious authorities, permission to access God, to be told what's real or true, to give their power away to systems. And that's why they don't want it happening. But when we create ceremonial space, we're utilizing plasma technology. When we create ceremony, we're literally engineering the conditions for plasma coherence. We're creating intentional boundaries, and that's establishing your field's integrity, not letting it fragment or get drained. We're utilizing sacred objects like crystals, water, mirrors, and introducing electromagnetic resonators. We're utilizing ritual actions like movement, sound, breath, and shifting our brainwave state and field frequency as a result. When we're working with invocation and prayer, we're declaring our intention to the couple. We're declaring our intention to couple with the cosmic field. We're utilizing our voice as the amplification of the magic that surrounds us. The space itself that we're creating is a projected electromagnetic environment. And so we're not just being spiritual, we're conducting consciousness engineering. Why does this feel so powerful? Why does this feel so liberating? Why does this feel so empowering? Because it is power. It's real power. Not power over, which is narcissistic and extractive, but power as being a conduit for cosmic creative force. And this is a shift that we make in the solar plexus region. So you're not having power over, you're having power to. When you're in that state, you see probability stream. That looks like what wants to happen. You can influence outcomes through collapsing waves with intention, and synchronicities begin to cluster around you because you're radiating a coherent signal and reality is responding to it. Things without being told because you're getting direct downloads from Newt, from the goddess. Time feels different because you're accessing non-linear, non-local consciousness. You feel invincible, but also humble because it's not your power, it's the power flowing through you. Mystery schools called this Hieros Gamos, which is sacred marriage, union with the beloved, gnosis, enlightenment, the great work. And they weren't being poetic. They were describing the experimental reality of achieving plasma coherence with cosmic consciousness. The marriage that's happening here is your localized plasma field, you, merging with the infinite plasma field of Newt, Source, God, Cosmos. And here's why neurospicy people can access this more easily, because you're already half tuned in. Your disorder is actually more permeable boundaries between your field and the cosmic field. Different baseline brainwave patterns, which gives you easier access to theta and delta brainwave states. Higher sensitivity to electromagnetic information. Less dense ego structure blocking the signal. So you don't have to try as hard to get there. You just have to remove the parasitic drains, structure your water, work with living water, work with earth magic and earth energy, create the ceremonial container, allow yourself to drop in, actually give yourself the space, and boom, divine union. And this is the answer, the antidote to narcissistic abuse. This is why ceremonial practice is so crucial for recovery. It's not because it's self-care. It's proving to yourself that you can access source directly. There's no intermediary needed. It's reestablishing your plasma field sovereignty, actually building yourself up in that way. It's experimenting what it feels like to be full instead of drained, and pouring from that space of fullness rather than a space of half full. Remembering your actual nature. You're not broken. You're a cosmic antenna, and you're actually doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. After being told that your perception is wrong, your intuition is crazy, your power is too much, entering ceremony and feeling that divine union is like, oh, this is real. Oh my gosh, that other stuff was the distortion. And this gives birth to the sacred responsibility. Because when you can access this level of power, you also understand why boundaries are so sacred, and why protecting your field is protecting your ability to channel clearly, to have that connection. When you can't save everyone, it allows you to understand why you can't save everyone, because they have to do their own plasma coherence work. It allows you to understand why rest is non-negotiable, because the channel needs maintenance sometimes. It allows you to understand why discernment matters, because not every spirit or energy is benevolent or here for your highest good. So my question for you is, when you're in that divine union state in ceremony, when working with plant medicine or in your own unique practice, have you ever felt Newt as a presence? Not an abstract field or something that you're plugged into or quantumly entangled with, but an actual aware, loving consciousness that knows you, that sees you, that honors you, that respects you, that is reciprocal with you. Because if consciousness is plasma, and plasma has quasi-life properties and can self-organize, then Newt isn't just a metaphor for space. She's actually conscious. The cosmos is literally aware that you're communing with. The cosmos is literally aware that you're communing with her. That's what the Egyptians were trying to tell us.